I will switch screens there. All right, so here we are back on the Wellness Toolkit. I'm Dr. Bridget Williams. I have the amazing guest today. I've been wanting to sit and talk with you forever. Unfortunately, I find with the Wellness Toolkit, it's really just an opportunity to sit with my friends that are too busy to sit with me anyhow. So I am welcoming Coach Cailah to the Wellness Toolkit. How are you? Cailah, I'm sorry.
It's all right. I am wonderful. It's the end of the day. I get it. I get it. All is great. All is wonderful.
Yeah, very good. So the Wellness Toolkit is all about coming from a traditional medical background and now being in the CBD and cannabis space. I want to know more about holistic practices, ways to be healthy, things that sometimes we kind of don't spend enough time on in traditional medicine. And so today we have Coach Cailah that is the most amazing, who is award-winning, who health coach, nutrition, personal trainer, motivator, everything that you could want to get your life in a better space. So let's just dig right into it.
You made me blush on that. You made me blush. I was just like,
yes, yes. Tell us about the Coach Cailah and the Coach Cailah Empire is what I like to call it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, my story kind of starts off with being a little fat kid, right? So I was always the chunky kid. I was the fat kid. And I was always strong and always athletic, and I wanted to continue to improve that. So when I got to high school, I finished playing basketball. So ended that season, I was short, it was like 5'3", and I was about 160, 65 pounds. So pretty heavy for a kid, right? And then when I finished my track season and went on to run track that year, my weight dropped to 135. All right, so my weight dropped super low. I loved how my body felt, loved how it looked, all of that. Right. The next year, the same thing happens. I finished basketball season about 160 pounds. Then I went on to finish track season at 130. So I was thinking like, there's something about this number. There's something about this 130-pound figure that my body likes. I looked good. I felt good. My skin was clear. Everything, which is great. Life was amazing. And so I started to kind of study as to, okay, well, what was my coach doing? How could he get my body to this point? And I believe that our bodies have a set point. Yes, we can kind of be comfortable heavier than what we're supposed to be, but our bodies have a set point where we are supposed to be, where we operate at our most optimal level. So from that, that's where I came up with my concept of design your body, right? So that's the motto, that's the logo. It's all about how can we design our bodies to our personal set point. Some like to be a little thicker than others with the curves and with all that. Some like to be slim and lean, whatever it is. I truly believe that we can design our bodies. And so what I do is I run a program called several programs under that umbrella. So Design Your Body Academy is my online literally coaching tool where I help individuals design the body of their dreams. That goes for nutrition, that goes for fitness, right? And so we do that in online form. I shared with you earlier that I have a new 12-week challenge that's out. New enrollments coming soon. So you can go to www.coachcailah.com/12-week challenge and take a look at that. My early birds get some discounts. So go check it out. Then I also run elite coaching, and that's what Bridget and I have been doing. We've been doing our elite coaching program where I write your meal plans for you with recipe books and directions and the whole grocery list, all that. And I also do the same when it comes to the online personal training and virtual training. That's why I might be a little misty because I finished the session a little earlier,
Very good.
But yeah, that's Design Your Body Academy. That's my academy. You enroll, we work together. I teach you, you learn, you get out, you send me somebody else. That's the goal, right?
Yeah.
And then I also have Design Your Business, right? So I do small business coaching for people in the fitness and health industries. So for nutritionists, for personal trainers, for health coaches, people just like myself, and I help them walk through the process of actually opening up a hard facility or moving their facility online. So I have Design Your Business, and then lastly, for now, I've got some other things coming. It is Design Your Life. because a lot of times, like we as coaches, we as individuals, we need another set of coaching. You
Yes.
know, we need another set of coaching to help us stay on track, whether it's accountability, you know, for motherhood, accountability for, you know, just success. So I'm a success coach, and I'm really excited about the new ventures that I'm undertaking. And those are my three for now. I'll get into a few more later. I don't want to spoil it, but I'll get into a few other business areas in the near future. So the designer body empire. You're right, girl. You're right.
Yes, absolutely. And I love it. And I love your energy. You're definitely not lacking in it. And so one of my questions, did you always know that you were going to go into this space?
No, I didn't. I initially wanted to be a surgeon, right? So the thing I've always wanted to be is I wanted to be first a marine biologist, and then that just didn't work very well for whatever reason. I think they didn't make enough money or something.
Ohio probably isn't a good place for starting that out.
Right. You know, and then, so that didn't work. And then I wanted to go into surgery because I always wanted to help people. I love the body. But then I looked at my hands and they just never stayed still. So I was like, that might not be the best field for me. But I knew I love the body. I didn't want to, you know, heal the body from an injury. I wanted to build the body.
Right.
You know, so that's how I kind of got into this field where I deal with athletes, from powerlifters to bodybuilders and bikini athletes, on down to somebody's 79, you know, year old grandma. So the whole gambit is super exciting, and I treat each client accordingly. So it's been a journey. I've been here in the field for about 14 years now. So it's been a journey, and I'm learning every step and loving every step.
And I'm sure meeting amazing people along the way, I'm sure.
Just like you.
Oh, well, I wasn't fishing, but here I am, right? Very good. So I want to give some information out to people that are looking to change their lives, right? And so we've had great conversations about getting, you know, signing on and what it means to get a coach. But what is that one thing that most people are looking for beyond just weight loss? What is it that people are looking for?
Most people are looking for someone to hold them accountable. Like that's the biggest thing, is we want that authority kind of figure, or that big sister kind of figure, where we want someone that can tell us, no, you know, you're wrong, let's go do this, or hey, come on, you can do it, push you along, you know. So we want someone that can help us hold ourselves accountable, because sometimes we can hold ourselves accountable and paying the bills on time, you know, and getting the kids off to school on time and doing all of these things, but those are kind of second nature, right? Those are things that we have to do, but you don't have to eat right. If your kids don't go to school on time, you're going to be in trouble, and so are they. But you don't have to eat right in that intermediate, that temporary term. Or you don't have to exercise. You have to plan and schedule that. And so most people, they really want the accountability. And then also people come to me specifically because of the knowledge base. You know, most of my clients have tried everybody else in the whole world, then all the low cost, all the cheap programs, and they're just like, that doesn't work, so I'm gonna go to Coach Cailah finally. You know,
so I think it's one of those things that one of the things that I'm hearing is that you can invest in your kids, right? And you can make sure that there's a roof over your head, so you're going to pay the bills. And you can invest in everybody else. But the hard thing, and as you know, and that I struggle with, is investing in ourselves, right? And that's really where you come in.
Absolutely. Like it's easy, particularly for women. It's easy for women to give everything that we have into everyone else, because we're builders, we're nurturers, but we are the worst nurturers of ourselves.
Yes.
You know, now some people nurture themselves in ways that will not benefit them, like hair, nails, cars, clothes, jewelry, all of these superficial things that have absolutely nothing to do with the longevity and living a healthy, and not even just healthy, but living a good, worthy life. So what we do is, when we engage, we actually sit down and talk about, like, hey, like, what's going on? What's the real goal? Why can you be the superwoman in every other area except for this? So we kind of first dive into that issue. We dive into the details of what they need. right? And then we build a program from there, because some need more life coaching than they do fitness, and some need more nutrition. So it's all organic. It depends on the person, and then we'll outsource from there. If I think someone needs some CBD, or, I might refer them to someone else. So it's an amazing process, because we need help.
Yes. Yes.
We need accountability. We seek it in books. We Google search for everything, but sometimes you need a person to talk to, right? Bridget, how many times have I called you saying, hey girl, what's
Right.
going on with that program?
Right, absolutely. And that's what coaching is really all about, right?
Yes.
Coaching is really about the accountability, because you can, watch your video and, do something. You can tell a friend, but your friend sometimes is the one that's kind of kicking you off being on course, right? But coaching is about, finding out what your needs are, really digging and tweezing out this all out, and then making you accountable for what you've decided to connect to. So I definitely get that. So one thing I wanted to get into, and I think people struggle with quite a bit, is nutrition. Right?
Yeah.
So many different things out there in the media that you see all these commercials and food, and there's 1,000 different diets, and people are confused. People are highly confused. So how do you approach that? You have someone coming in, they want to work with you, they want to not just lose weight, because I think feeling healthy isn't always the number, right?
Right.
But they want to feel better, they want to reclaim their wellness, they want to feel empowered. How do you address all the diets out there, all the different approaches?
Well, that's an amazing question, because some people, they're fad hoppers, they will find the most recent thing that's hot and popping, and they will follow it. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and it's all about understanding what's happening to your body, and people don't realize that. So my entire education is about the science of how the body operates under different conditions, under the stresses of exercise and under the stresses of nutrition, right? Any kind of stress is a thing, an external force happening on your body. And so what I do is I approach it scientifically. So I look at, okay, well, so-and-so, I always ask, well, what diet are you interested in? Are you interested in a certain type? Because there are many different styles, and it's okay. Right? It's okay to fall in love with the fad, because that fad might actually work for you. It may not work for Sue, but it may work for you. And
Right.
so we dive into the science of what that fad is. How are you consuming food? What are the macronutrients? What are the micros? Then how does the body respond to it? So I may put you on a test period and say, hey, we're going to try this for about 3 weeks, and we're going to report to each other every week to see how our body is adjusting. Are we retaining water? Do we have more energy? Are we sleeping better? Right? So we kind of look at the entire gambit of nutrition when it comes to the macronutrients, which are the energy giving nutrients, and then the micronutrients, which are those small substances that your body needs in very small quantity for function. We can look at hormones and all that. So there are so many reasons that people don't understand as to why a nutrition style will work and why it won't. Sometimes you may try the right diet at the wrong time. If it's right for your body, but you're stressed out, but you're not eating well, you're not sleeping well, your hormones are out of whack, and therefore your hormones can't allow your body to release the weight or gain the muscle mass that you want. And we have to factor that in. But a regular person wouldn't know that. You go to someone not just with a regular personal training degree, but or certification, but go to someone with degrees, that can actually synthesize that information and see what's going to work for this person, and let's work through it. And the biggest thing is, diets are not supposed to be something that works immediately. They're not, right? Now, you may do a fast cleanse that may cleanse your system or cleanse your intestines, but that's it. Otherwise, we've got to spend time. Like, we spend time putting our body in the position that it is. So you've been designing your body your entire life. You may not like what it looks like, but your body is literally the result of your design. Sure. So if you want to change the result, we need to change how we're designing it. We need to change what we're doing. So we take a nail, a hammer and chisel, and kind of chisel away at what we want our body to look like. And so in the terms of nutrition, we've got to work at it. It takes a while to find a nutrition style that really works. And most people, or many people, are impatient, right?
So when you say it doesn't work, like you start a diet, like, and I'm sure I don't have to tell you this. People start a diet. They are expecting after week 1. Now, they might have just lost a lot of water weight, but moving on from that, they're expecting weight loss after that first week. Every week they're expecting. So to say that you're going to start a diet and you're going to kind of wait it through, I think it's a different mentality, because what you're saying is not just you're going to eat this way and expect this weight loss, but you're going to start grooming your body into not just some where you're starving yourself, but that you're retraining your body to a healthier way of eating. And when you start doing that, then the weight loss will come off. And those are different concepts, right?
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
So when we look at training our bodies, again, like your body will react to something fast, right? Let's say you slip outside and you fall on your knee, okay? You're going to have an immediate sense of pain. You're going to say, ow. It's going to hurt, right? You might even bleed. You're going to have an immediate reaction. But the next day, it's going to hurt a little bit more. You know, you might bleed a little bit less, but your body will be sore and tense. Like there are so many processes of the reactions of our body. And if we take that same concept and put it on nutrition, we need to realize that, hey, if I switch my diet to something new, yes, my body will have an immediate reaction. And to your point, it may be water weight, right? Or it may be water gain, depending on what it is. But my body has to go through a process of reacclimatizing itself for healing and then for utilization. So if I just start a keto diet, immediately my body has to adjust to be able to utilize the nutrients, to be able to utilize that style effectively. And some people quit diets before they actually have the chance to really change. Because again, food is information. Food are literally chemicals. So when you consume food, it is literally several hundreds of millions of chemical reactions happening to your body. And your body has to adjust, over long periods of time to that. So we can't expect these quick fixes. We just can't. We're such a microwave society where we want things right then, right there. I do a push-up, I want arms. I do a sit-up, I want abs. Like, get over yourself. It took you longer to eat that piece of cake or cupcake than what you're even given time for your body to change on the positive side. So we need to be patient.
Changing how we think about health and wellness and our bodies and fueling our bodies, right?
Yes.
So one thing that I often say with patients is that, food is fuel. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to have the beautiful, extravagant, wonderful, elegant meal or, that Thanksgiving, wonderful, family meal. But that type of indulgence is not an every meal thing, right? That is that special occasion, that time that you're spending, and then you're having that experience, hopefully with friends and family or what have you. But the rest of your time, food is fuel.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
And if you can change it from what we see on television and the commercials and, adding extra, you see hamburgers with, I don't even know what's on anymore. You don't even see the hamburger. There's so much other stuff piling up on top of it. But that should be that unique food that you have for that unique time. And the rest of the time, listening to your body. And I think that's the other part that you're kind of leading to there, right? That your body will tell you what you need. I think people are drawn to diets, don't you? Like certain people are drawn to certain types of diets.
Humans like new and shiny things.
Okay.
So whatever is new and shiny and that's on top, we're going to look at that more intently than we look at what's been around.
Mhm.
So, and it's also repackaging things, meaning like, okay, well, veganism, this is not a new time for veganism. It's not anything. It's been around for hundreds of years,
Right, right.
for some of the same purposes. Some people are just like, well, animal power, right? And
Mhm.
then sometimes it's just because of, hey, I green gas or whatever else. But
Mhm.
we it's been repackaged, and there's been more science coming out, and now people are saying, hey, I really want to try that because this is what they're saying
Yeah,
now.
or this celebrity or, whatever it may be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So once we get over the shock of something being, oh, that's new and shiny, or a
Right,
squirrel, trying to figure out what's new, then when we actually sit there and try it, it may not work for us.
right.
And we get frustrated and we go back to eating cake.
Absolutely. So and I realize everyone's different, but when you are really kind of doing that basic ideal diet, like
Mhm.
what is the ideal diet? What is the ideal nutrition pattern that you like to see people do?
I honestly don't have an ideal because everybody is different. So if I take um if I take myself, right? I'm 32 years old
Mhm.
right now today. So if I take my 16-year-old self,
Mhm.
who was a competitive athlete, and in particularly running in track and field, high carbs was the goal
Mhm.
because I needed fast burning energy, right? I needed to lift hard, lift heavy, get out the blocks as fast as I can and sustain it for a short period of time. And that was perfect for carbohydrates, right?
Mhm.
You take my 30-year-old self, or 31, whatever I was. I was a state championship power lifter in Ohio.
Mhm.
I competed in 3 powerlifting competitions and I won gold place in all of them. I competed in bikini. I did not win at
Mhm.
all. I'm a little too curvy, too thick, too black for bikini, but I did it. But I competed in powerlifting and in bikini for the entire year, completely keto,
Very
the
good.
complete opposite.
Mhm.
So my 30-year-old self, as a competitive athlete, doing a different style of exercise activity or a different
Mhm.
style of lifting than I was as my 16-year-old self, 2 different styles of nutrition, right? And then
Mhm.
take me now. During COVID, off season of my competitions, I'm not going to the gym. I'm doing home workouts, and my diet is a little more versatile.
Mhm.
So, and then again, age changes, hormones change. So if someone is having a hormonal issue, there are so many variables. That's why nutrition is very difficult to do it for yourself. Because
Mhm.
again, if you're not sleeping right, but you try this diet, you may gain weight. Or if you're not drinking enough water or eating enough fiber, there are dozens and dozens of factors that we have to go through as nutritionists to figure out what's right for this person. So ideal diet.
Yeah,
eh,
that's hard. But I think what I really hear is it's not really that easy to do it on your own. And people sometimes find great success, what have you. But even with them, I'm sure they're getting some resources that seem to click. But particularly as your body changes, as your, like you said, your hormones change, your stress levels change, having an outside pair of professional eyes helps.
Absolutely. We can try whatever we want, but it
Mhm.
doesn't mean it's going to work. Like it doesn't mean it's going to work for our body at that time. Our body it goes through stages, it goes through phases, and sometimes we don't know what that phase is because we're just not that sensitive, nor do we understand the science behind it.
Mhm.
So it's any type of coaching. Every person needs some type of coach, right?
Mhm.
Your pastor can be considered your spiritual coach.
Mhm.
Your mother can be considered your kitchen coach, who the person you always go to and ask, Mom, what about this, or can I try it? So
Mhm.
everyone needs someone to rely on for some piece of knowledge that is greater than what they have.
Right.
Google is amazing,
Mhm.
but Google does not trump a degree.
Right, right. Though they try very hard. They try hard.
They tried.
Yeah, yeah. So what is your tell me about your patient profile. I mean, we've talked about patients and particularly being in cannabis, I have sick patients, right? I have
Mhm.
cancer, people with injuries and pain, fibromyalgia. But what is your patient or your client profile look like?
In terms of like what they're dealing with ideally or typically,
Mhm.
most of my clients are primarily women between the ages of 30 and 58,
Mhm.
living across the United States. I've got some overseas from Hawaii to
Mhm.
Seoul, South Korea, which is really cool, or Canada.
Mhm.
But the average person is dealing with, they want to lose 20 to 80 pounds of fat,
Okay. All right.
right? Most people want to lose weight. Um, Most are either afraid of a particular disease, like, okay, grandma and grandpa had diabetes, that's in my family, and I don't want to be on medication. So that's often the motivation for people. Some have, I've got a wedding coming up, I've got a cruise coming up, I've got a event, a high school reunion, I've got something coming up where I need to be flashy and show. So
Mhm.
we kind of have those that have that are motivated by fear, which is, I don't want to be like so and so. I don't want to be on medications from a doctor, unless it's a
Mhm.
straight herbal. We have others that are motivated because they know in their heart they should be looking better than what they do. They may not have any health issues, but they want to be toner. They want to be tighter. They might have a picture of, Serena Williams on their wall or whatever else.
Mhm. Yes.
So
Mhm.
it varies. It
Yeah.
varies. But
So
weight loss is key.
what is that one thing, and I agree, I know I keep trying to push you in this direction, but if people are listening and you said, listen, you want to feel better, you want to feel healthier, what's the one thing you could change today?
Oh, eat more vegetables.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
sounds so
Just-
cheesy, and
yeah.
you've been told that your entire life,
Yes.
but truth is always going to be truth,
Yeah.
right? So no matter what nutrition style, eat more vegetables. The
Yeah.
only nutrition style that says don't eat vegetables is the carnivore diet. I have not dove into the science of that yet.
Mhm.
So I'm not completely convinced of its validity. But that's the only one that doesn't say eat vegetables, because that's just meat only. But
Yeah.
other than that, every single nutrition style that has been scientifically
It's
proven,
true.
keto included, is
Yeah.
all about eating as many vegetables as possible, right? And balancing those vegetables out with other fats and other proteins,
Mhm.
right? Eliminate processed foods.
Yes.
Stop eating packaged crap,
Yes.
sugar, meats. No,
Yes.
eat as close to the ground as possible. So I guess the biggest thing that is for everyone is eat as close to the ground as possible.
Mhm.
Grow it yourself or get it from a farmer, right? Whether it's fruit, vegetables, or even animal proteins, right?
Mhm.
Eat as close to the ground as possible. If you don't know how a chicken nugget was formed, you probably shouldn't be eating it.
Right.
Eat the
Absolutely.
chicken
No.
wing,
Yeah.
not the chicken nugget.
Absolutely. No,
Don't eat the hot
you know,
dog, eat the rib.
the one thing that I end up doing at my house is I look in the refrigerator first, right? If
Hmm.
I start going to the pantry, there's really nothing in there for me overall. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Uh-huh.
there's really nothing there for me. So most of the things that I should be eating probably have to be refrigerated,
Hmm.
or that I prefer to be refrigerated, like apples, whatever, it could be on the counter, but I prefer to be refrigerated. But by the time I start opening the cupboard, that's where the slope starts going down. And
It
so,
can.
yeah,
It
yeah.
can, unless we're doing, so I don't know about you, but when my dad called me in January, he was just like, Cailah, this coronavirus thing is going to be pretty serious. So I suggest that you start stocking up now. This was like January 9th, right? So I'm like, okay, it can't be the end of the world. So,
Mhm.
but I'll just do it anyway, because my daddy said to do it, so I'm going to do it.
Right.
So, I got lentils and I got beans
Yes.
and I got the brown rice and the black rice and all of those healthy starches and grains.
Right.
So that's probably the only pantry type thing that's good. But depending on the aisle of the grocery store, you should know. So ideally, you want to shop around the perimeter of the grocery store. I know you guys have heard that before. So shop the perimeter. So on the perimeter, you're going to have your produce, right? Then you're going to have your baked goods, and you're going to have your meat and your seafood, and then your dairy. But on the inside is going to be all of those things that aren't so great, like the cookies and the sweets and the
Mhm.
this and the that. You might have to dip into the inside to get some spices and herbs and things, but stay to the outside. Grow more plants. Your herbs and spices are plants. A lot of grocery stores have basil or rosemary or sage or thyme. Like, they have those little pot forms that you can just buy. Even Walmart has that.
Right.
Everyone has a Walmart.
Yeah. And then using things that you can use to actually season and create your foods and make it as healthy as possible and to make it taste good. A lot of people come back and they don't want to, they say they don't like vegetables. So I don't know if what your answer is to that, but I definitely have people that come back and say, I don't like vegetables.
Yeah, a lot of people say that, but they're not really saying I don't like vegetables. What they're trying to express is I don't know how to make vegetables taste good.
Okay, very good. Yes. Yeah.
So there's the cooking process that we can look into. There's the seasonings that we can look into. Sometimes we overcook vegetables and they're wriggly and they're stringy, and that makes them texture-wise not taste good or feel good to us. And sometimes we just put salt on it and salt and pepper, and that's it, and that's just not enough flavor. So it's just about experimenting. Like, this is your body. It's your body, right? If you play with it, you're not going to break it. So you have to experiment. See if you like sage and black pepper and garlic. See if that's a good combination for you.
Absolutely.
Try it, right? See if you just pick random spices, or you can even look up spice complements, right? What spices go with what? I've got a document in one of my programs that I like to send out, and it tells people a lot of information. But it says, here are a list of spice combinations you can use to make your food taste like these cultures. So it says, use this, and this for if you want a Japanese flavor. Use this, and this if you want a Caribbean flavor. Use this, and this if you want an Asian flavor. And then it also has another section where, it'll tell you what types of seasonings go well with soups, with meats, with seafoods, with whatever. So sometimes that right there is where a good Google search will come in.
Absolutely. So I think that's one thing that happens with people. They're afraid of getting into the spices, right? They don't know what, they don't know goes with what. So I think that's an excellent suggestion as well, that, there are combinations that tend to go better together. And this might be what you need to start experimenting with new foods. So talking about foods, okay. What is your favorite food?
Oh, my favorite food is going to have to be my mom's seafood empanadas. No, seafood enchiladas. Yeah, her seafood enchiladas. I used to always have that. That was like my special birthday dinner when I was a kid. So seafood enchiladas are my absolute favorite.
Yeah, great. And then what is your go-to, naughty, should not be eating this food?
Which one should I start with? In my adult age, I'm getting into whiskeys.
Oh, very nice. Okay. Or no, not very nice. What am I supposed to say? I don't know what I'm supposed to say here, right?
And I'm trying to be refined. Wine is okay. I'm past that age. Jungle Juice was in college.
Right.
My early adulthood. Now I'm getting into whiskeys. I like flavored whiskeys.
Very nice.
So honey or jalapeno or kind of almond coke. So whiskeys, that's
your vice right now, right?
Yes, it is.
So the one thing I do want to kind of bring in is, where does CBD or cannabis fit in, right?
Yeah.
And so a lot of people do come to me, they want to lose weight. They're saying, how can CBD and cannabis fit? So one thing that tends to come up a lot is that THCV, which is one of the minor cannabinoids, has been shown to decrease appetite. So I have patients that seek this out from dispensaries. This is not something you can get over the counter. So you have to be a medical cannabis patient, but this is something that they seek out. Some people do incredibly well with it, and it does suppress their appetite. Others need to kind of figure it out a little bit more, but there are definitely strains that are higher in THCV. Durban poison is one of them that tends to be in this area. So that's an option for people. The other thing is that people are looking at how does CBD fit in when it comes to being healthier and weight loss.
Yeah.
And one thing that I think is helpful is that it does help control blood sugars, okay? That it turns white cardio damaging fat into brown fat, which is actually cardioprotective, okay? And that it also helps decrease cortisol levels, our stress hormone, which I think cortisol was meant to be a good thing. We always think of it as bad, right?
We demonized it.
Right, but it gives you the energy to wake up in the morning to get something to eat and get out the door, and it slowly goes down through the day. But when we have stress, we have these surges of cortisol. And when you're having way too much cortisol, that's when you have the weight gain and the increased appetite and the edginess and, you know, everything that you feel when you're stressed that make you reach for, you know, some things that maybe, who knows where it comes from, comforting. Then a lot of times cortisol is a part of that, and CBD does help decrease that. So it is a nice thing to add to a weight loss or just a healthy regimen. If you're trying to make any life change and you have high cortisol levels, then it might be a little bit more difficult to make those changes last. And so I often recommend using either a CBD isolate or a full spectrum to help kind of bring that down and get your balance back in order. So absolutely. So we have some slides. Let's kind of, let me see if I can switch over to that and kind of get that up and going. Okay, so of course we're at the Wellness Toolkit where we talk about holistic practices and being healthy and answering the questions I always have for the friends that are too busy to talk to me. Oh gosh, I put it on the slow thing. But what I really want to announce here is we're talking to Coach Cailah because she is partnering with Green Harvest Health. If you are one of our patients, she is there to help you. And I'm so excited about this. I think it's such a key part of wellness that CBD cannabis is one tool, but you need to have these other things in place if you really want to achieve change, and your diet and your exercise is a humongous part of this. So definitely reach out to Coach Cailah at coachcailah.com to connect and learn more about how she can help you. So whether it is weight loss, whether it is your diet, whether you want that anti-inflammatory diet so that you have less pain, or you're dealing with cancer and you're trying to get more of a high antioxidant and a diet to help deal with your cancer issues, she's there for all of it, all the way above. Like I said, she talks about having the degree and having the credentials. Cailah has the credentials. So definitely connect with her or reach out to us and we'll kind of point you towards her to get some help. So I'll have you talk about this. This is other ways that you can connect with Design Your Body.
So yeah, if you go to my website, coachcailah.com, Cailah is spelled Cailah, then you'll see all of my information, right? Or you can go to coachcailah.com/connect. And that way you can also connect to my YouTube channel. You can connect to my podcast. You'll see Facebook. You'll see all the external connections on the connect page. Also, most importantly, on my website, that's where you can schedule your first free session with me. It's called a strategy session, right? So we'll sit down, we'll talk about your goals, talk about your needs, talk about your struggles, and from there be able to determine, okay, hey, do we need fitness, nutrition, or lifestyle changes? What do we need? So we'll go from there. Find me on Facebook. You can click the link here, or type that link in, or just search for Cailah Brock. My name is Cailah Brock, right? So search for Cailah Brock or Coach Cailah, and that's where you'll find me. All my other social media, guys, it's pretty simple. It's at Coach Cailah. Instagram, Twitter, everything is at Coach Cailah. You put that in your Google search bar, I should pop up. Just saying.
Yes.
So join me. I'd love to have you. I'd love to help you. And I'm really excited for our next journey, our next venture.
Absolutely. And what I really want people to know is that this was an opportunity to really introduce you to Coach Cailah. We will have other talks where we get more into nutrition, more into fitness, more into how you can make changes that can make a difference in your life in the long run. So keep that in mind as well. If you don't know, I am the owner, founder, medical director of Green Harvest Health. And so we are a medical cannabis and life coaching office. Our main office is in Pickerington, Ohio, but we also have satellite offices in Hilliard as well as in Broadview Heights. So definitely reach out and go to our website, greenharvest.health, to learn more about what we do. And because you're watching today, and we have our own line of CBD products, a product that might help you decrease your cortisol levels so that you can make better changes with Coach Cailah, go to greenharvesthealthcbd.com. You will find our products there. And because you're watching, put in the code GREEN35 and you can get 35% off just for watching. And for some reason, people don't seem to know that I do medical cannabis cards. We're a medical cannabis office. Yes, we do life coaching. Yes, we have CBD, but we will help you get a medical cannabis card if you're fitting into one of the 22 conditions that qualify. And not only are we giving you cards and helping you get medical cannabis to help you, but we do our follow-ups. We provide treatment plans. We provide medical cannabis education. So our purpose is to empower you and to educate you. We are not a card mill. We have a patient practice where we help people reclaim their wellness. So for watching today, you can do that initial evaluation at $190. Just say that you are watching the Wellness Toolkit and we will get you scheduled. And if you're interested in becoming more of involved in CBD and getting into this medical cannabis, or I should say cannabis or CBD industry, we have an incredible line of CBD products, and we also white label products at this point and also do product creation. So if you are interested in sales though, you can become an independent sales consultant, an affiliate where you are presenting this to people and we are fulfilling the orders. We're always looking for great brand ambassadors. And of course, if you have a brick and mortar, we would love for you to have our products on your shelf. Just send me an email at drbridget@greenharvest.health and I would love to talk to you about it. And so let's talk about some events and things that we have coming up. Go ahead, Coach Cailah.
So guys, this is a 12-week fitness and nutrition challenge I told you about earlier. I'm super excited. Every month is a new cohort and with different discounts or different ideas and fun things. So since this is November, right, we're moving on through Thanksgiving, I've got a Thanksgiving challenge up and ready. We accept applications, only 20 women. Only 20 women, because I want to make sure that I give excellent services. More than that, it gets a little tough, but only 20. So you can go to coachcailah.com/12-week challenge to apply. All right. Once you apply, I'll be able to reach out to you and we'll have an in-depth conversation about your goals, your health, nutrition, fitness, and making sure that this is going to be a good option for you. So it's a 12-week fitness and nutrition challenge, and we want this to go through January because we're not going to start our new year in January. We start our new bodies whenever we decide to. Because again, the whole moral of the story is to design your body, not later, but now, right now, today. So go check out that website, go ahead and apply. And again, first 20 people, I'm only accepting 20. So go check it out. Let's see what we can do together.
And then do you repeat it later? Do you repeat it every couple of months here?
Yes. So depending on the sizes of the groups, like I did an October challenge, our November group just kicked off November 2nd. That was awesome. So I've got space for one more group of 20 folks. And then I'll probably shut it down until January, maybe February, depending on, just my client load. But so I'm not sure when the next program will kick off. So if you want to change, do it now.
Absolutely. And so keep in mind that you're providing, tell us a look. So you're doing Zoom Zoom? Do all the women get to talk together and kind of support each
Yeah.
other?
So what it is that's a great question, because I didn't really describe it. I just said sign up. But for my 12-week fitness and nutrition challenge, you're going to receive fitness, nutrition, and accountability, which are the three things that we all need in some proportion to each other. Okay, you're going to receive access to my state-of-the-art fitness app that I created, where I deliver your workouts. You can choose whether you want the home workout path that'll use bands, dumbbells, and body weight, or you can choose whether you want to go to the gym and get your workout on there that'll use your typical gym equipment. So you choose your path, you get workouts every single 2 weeks, and that's your fitness portion. Your nutrition portion, you get six whole meal plans that you can use for this program. I like to kind of vary it. So you're going to have 6 low carb meal plans. You'll also do 6 low fat meal plans. So that way we can really spend a good amount of time to figure out which style works for you. A combination may work, but we got to figure that out. And I give you the opportunity to do so. And then weekly on.
I was going to say, confusing your body a little bit helps often with that weight loss, right?
Not in nutrition. So this is, and one of my clients asked this earlier. She said, well, coach, am I supposed to go low carb, low fat? You know, week 1, low carb, week 2, low fat. And I said, no, because they're so opposite. If you have high fat and high carbs, your body will gain weight. That's how you
when
gain
you're
fat.
saying you're offering six meal plans, some people choose low fat and some people choose low carb.
Yes. So what we do is I'll have you choose one track, right? So you'll have access to both. You'll be able to look and see, okay, which do I think I'm going to like? Do I think I want to start here? Then I'll have you start there. So we'll spend 6 weeks in low fat, right? To make sure your body is adjusting and adapting to see if you like the changes. If you like the changes, stay there. If you want to see more, then we'll consider switching over to the low carb, right? Or vice versa. You start with low carb. We'll spend about 6 weeks there to see how your body's adjusting, because just like before, our bodies need time to metabolically adapt, right? So we want to make sure that we're putting ourselves in a position so that our bodies are actually adapting and causing change. So we'll spend 6 weeks in one meal, right? One kind of nutrition side. And then if that you want to try something else, then we'll go to the next program from there. So you get 6 weeks of, 6 different meal plans, 3 low carb, 3 low fat. And then every week on Thursdays, 8 p.m. EST, what we do is a group health coaching call. So we are all on a Zoom chat. We are asking questions, we're talking. And then I also do a live, literally lecture, right? So this week, we're actually talking about good fat, brown fat, white fat. Good fat, bad fat, white fat, brown fat. I was like I was feeling Dr. Seussish with that title. But we do an educational video every single week where I'm literally talking just to you. I don't post the content on YouTube. I don't post it anywhere. It's specific information for my clients because I take care of my people. So there's a lot of good information. You get bonuses. So
I'm glad that you explained that, because people need to know and realize that they're being supported, right?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. And then look at her. Look at you. You don't stop. She goes. She keeps going. She keeps going. She keeps going. Right? Tell us about this.
So Health and Success Made Simple is my podcast, right? So I wanted to deliver more information in a different way, because sometimes you just might not be able to watch YouTube while you're driving to work, but you can listen to a podcast. So I wanted to put the information in a method that you can easily get to. And so my most recent episode that I just posted is our interview about the CBD 101.
Great.
I just completed that. So go to CoachCailah.com/podcast. And you're able to listen to us talk about CBD, talk about kind of the history, talk about the propaganda. Why do people think it's bad and this? And so that whole interview was awesome.
Yes.
So it's kind of interview format. And then also me diving into nutrition or fitness fads and things like that on the podcast. And then on the flip side is the YouTube channel. So the YouTube channel is, of course, the video aspect of it. And I do post different information in both places. So don't just follow one. You got to follow both, because I'm going to post some things that you can only see visually on YouTube. And then the reverse is true for the podcast. Yes. So follow me everywhere.
Yes, you're busy. I was on the YouTube today dancing around with you. So
Nice.
absolutely fantastic. I love it. Absolutely love it. And so a couple things that we have going on our end is a little talk, a lot of questions. So for probably almost 2 years now, I do a talk at the Columbus Botanical Depot. They now have the Cincinnati Botanical Depot, which is the premier top of the line CBD store. They carry our products. They are the most educated group out there. And so if you're looking for CBD products, including my own, go to the Columbus or Cincinnati Botanical Depot. And once a month now, I go in store and do a talk. I alternate between Columbus and Cincinnati. Our one coming up soon here is in Cincinnati on November 18th. And we're talking about pain, facing pain with cannabis and CBD. So you're asking, is it safe to come out with COVID and everything? What we do is we are live for the people that want to come out, but we're also on Zoom. And so you can go register virtually at the login here that you see on the screen, which is bit.ly / the doc is in 11_18 and register so you can watch it from home. People that are interested in consultations can actually come in. We can talk afterwards. I also will do, if you're at the talk, we will do evaluations at a discounted rate. So definitely check that out and look at our Facebook page to learn more.
I like that the doc is in. I like that.
Finally here. Terpenes and Tannins is coming to Columbus.
Ooh.
I'm so excited. We've been doing a wine tasting with CBD, and you leave with a CBD roll-on gift with it's infused with essential oils and terpenes. We've been doing them in Cleveland for the last 2 months, and we are finally coming to Columbus. We will be at the Embody Health and Wellness, is where my satellite office is in Hilliard, on November 20th at 6:30. You come, you pay $30. You're getting different white wines, red wines, rosés. You're getting to really learn about what terpenes are as far as CBD and cannabis and how they complement different wines and how these things go together. Great experience. We'll have other people setting up tables. It is worth every penny and probably quite a bit more. But we want to see you there, and we look forward to that. You can RSVP because we do want to keep it safe. And you can RSVP at blw@greenharvest.health. Let me know that you want to come there, and I'd be happy to see you. And finally, that is it. So if people have questions, put it in on Facebook. Definitely take a look at this video, share it with your friends. Coach Cailah, I am so excited to finally talk to you and to be able to spend some time and learn a little bit more about this, about nutrition, about what you do, and would love to have you back to really dig in more to help the patients that are looking to reclaim their wellness.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for having me, and I'm excited to join the team. And
yes,
let's get this. Yeah, let's get this thing going. This is great.
Absolutely. Have a good one. Good night.